What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. In today's video, I'm going to go through some of the updates that have come to She Will Punish Them, and I gotta tell you guys, I'm really excited about these updates. I think they are making the right moves for sure. I think they are moving forward in the right way and the right path, and I'm really excited to see how this game continues to develop over time. Now, if you're not familiar with She Will Punish Them, it's actually a game that released last year, April 29th of 2020, and I've been covering it off and on since it launched. Now, the thing about She Will Punish Them is it's had some bumps in the road. It actually went through a full redevelopment because the original company that was publishing the game or developing the game actually went bankrupt, and a small group of people that were working on the game or working in conjunction with this game actually picked it up and decided to continue developing it. Now, the announcement about this change actually came out on October 30th, 2020. So since then, they've been putting in a lot of work to make the game very different. They had very large updates and very large changes to the game overall, including the character customization, the way that the characters are rendered, all of the maps or the dungeons. The entire game has almost been redeveloped since October of 2020. And you can actually still play both versions of the game. So if you pick up She Will Punish Them and you don't go through the steps that I'm going to show you in a minute, you're actually going to play the original style of the game. So the original way that the game was published. However, if you want to play what I'm showing you on the screen today, if you want to play that style of the game, what you're going to need to do is right click on the game in your Steam account, go down to properties, and then over to the betas tab. On the betas tab, you are going to opt in for the betas. And the one that you want to select is the testing branch. Now, I believe that's the only one that is going to be available, and this is available to everybody that owns the game. Now, keep in mind that She Will Punish Them is an early access game, but you can pick it up on Steam right now for $15.99 US. Now, if you're interested in seeing how the game has developed over time, I will link my playlist for She Will Punish Them in the description of this video and probably in the top right hand corner of this video. And if you're looking for more She Will Punish Them in the future, I'd encourage you to click that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified when I upload another tip, trick, or gameplay video. Now, when I originally started covering this game, one of the things that was severely lacking was the combat, and the combat was, like I said, severely lacking. However, with the new update, the combat has gotten so much better. It actually feels very fluid. It's much faster than it was before, so you don't feel like you're just standing there taking attacks. And they've actually recently introduced a skills and attributes system into the game, as well as minions. And the minions has gone through a couple of different revolutions with the updates. So originally, when they introduced minions, you could literally go to battle with like 10 minions following you, and it was a bit overkill. And now you can choose between taking 1 or 2 minions with you when you go into battle, which is a really good change for the game. Now, I mentioned combat earlier, but I want to get a little bit more in depth here. Like I said before, the combat was stale. It was very easy, repetitive, and though it's still repetitive, it actually feels much more fluid. It actually feels like you are engaged in good combat, good fun combat, and the level progression of the enemies is quite good as well. Now, I wanted this in the game because I didn't want just another fan service game that all I wanted to do was look at my character, because the gameplay or the actual combat system was so bad that it just turned me off. And that is not what's going on with She Will Punish Them right now. It's actually a lot of fun to get into combat and tear through mounds of enemies. There's 11 enemies in this area right now that I could just tear through, and it feels really smooth. It feels really good. And I could tell that they're listening to the community. They've definitely watched some of my videos and taken some feedback from that, because some of the things that I mentioned that I thought absolutely had to be in the game have made it in the game, or at least been changed to the point where I'm satisfied with a lot of the changes. So one thing that is now in the game is the ability to holster your weapon. So you can do that by pressing H, which is a really good feature because you actually run faster when you don't have a weapon in your hand. I still feel like there needs to be a run function in the game. I feel like that's still missing, and that there are areas where I really feel like I just want to run. However, there's also the ability to kind of hit the map button and leave the area, so you don't have to run to a specific location on the dungeon in order to get out of the map. So that does mitigate some of my feelings about needing to have the ability to run. But then again, I feel like this is an action RPG, and the ability to run just kind of needs to be there. It's kind of commonplace in this genre, and I feel like they need to add that into the game. Another really nice change is the storefront feature. So prior to this patch, you actually had to travel to the different stores, and now with this particular update, the stores are actually right at your house, so there's no need to travel around the map in order to buy the things or sell the things that you want. And what would happen is you would actually lose a day of time traveling across the map to get to some of these stores. So having them all right here at your house is a really nice feature, and I don't think they should change that at all. They should absolutely keep it that way. I also think they've done a lot of really good work on how the economy works and the ability to purchase the different items in the game. I'm also really happy with the way the maps are starting to come together. Prior to this, I felt like a lot of the maps just felt really empty, like you were in just an open field fighting, and now I'm starting to see rocks and vegetation around, as well as buildings that are partially dilapidated, partially destroyed. You can tell there was something there and there no longer is, and I feel like it's just adding more complexity to the game, which is a really good move in my opinion. Now, I do want to say this game is still very much early access. There are some times in the game where you can see my hair just totally disappear, and you can see a bald skull on my character for just a quick second during the combat, and then it goes back to normal. So these are things that they're going to have to continue to work on and figure out as they continue to develop She Will Punish Them. However, if you're looking for something fun to play that you just want to see continue being developed, I think these guys are doing a really good job and are headed in the right direction. So if you got the $15.99 and you're looking for something to play that's a little bit different and kind of fun, I definitely recommend picking up She Will Punish Them. In addition to the updates and the changes that they've been making to the game, like the addition of adding the attribute systems, the changes that they've made to the minions, and the changes that they've made to the combat system, they're actually adding in items as they go to celebrate different times of the year. So there was a Christmas pack where you got a Christmas outfit, there's a Valentine's Day pack where you got a Valentine's outfit, and a Lunar New Year update as well where you got another outfit. And these sections of the game have actually brought different areas into your house, so you're able to pose your character with those different areas, and it adds to the depth of the game and of course the fan service part of the game. And they're updating on a pretty regular basis. So if I just look at February in and of itself, they updated on the 14th, they updated on the 15th, they did a hotfix on the 19th, and then another hotfix on the 20th. And last but not least, on the 27th, they actually got partial Xbox controller support and some additional bug fixes. Now, as many of you know, I play a lot of early access games and I rate them on kind of a sliding scale. But one thing that's very important to look at when you are looking into purchasing an early access game is the involvement of the development team. How often are they updating? Are they looking at feedback and fixing bugs, or just adding new features? These are very important things to look at when you are deciding whether to spend your hard-earned money on a game that's not completely developed. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I think that the changes that are being made to She Will Punish Them are definitely headed in the right direction. I definitely feel like there's a good vision for the final product of this game, and I feel like the development team is interactive with their community, listening to feedback and changing things in the game as they go, as well as bringing those fixes on a regular basis. So again, if you're looking for something different to play and this type of game suits your style, I definitely recommend picking it up. I do believe that it's worth the $15.99 US that you could buy it for on Steam. And like I said, you actually get both versions of the game right now. You get the original version the way it launched back in 2020, and then you also get the test version, which is what I'm talking about today, that you could play at any time. Now, they have talked about on their Discord at some point making the switch and bringing the test version to the live version and leaving the old version of the game on a test server. So you'll be able to go into betas at any point in time and play the original version of the game, and I think that's a really cool concept for the devs to continue to do, or to have at least as an option for the fans of the game. Now, I want to know in the comment section below, what's your relationship with She Will Punish Them? Have you seen the game before? Is this the first time you're seeing the game, or do you own it already? The whack moments in this video were sponsored by my legendary supporters. If you'd like to become a member, you can click the button below that says join. That'll give you all the details. And if you want to continue the fun, there's 2 videos on the screen. You can pick one of those to watch next. Please don't forget to whack the like button, and if you're new to the channel, I'd encourage you to click that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified when I upload another video.